This is PHTV Channel 4 in Palos Heights, and you're watching Spotlight. Today's Spotlight is on Karen Skocik, who is the head of the circulation department at the Palos Heights Public Library. I'm sure a lot of you are very familiar with Karen, and I hope you visited the library recently. And you're probably maybe aware of, and if you're not aware of, Karen started a kindness corner at the library about a year and a half ago, I think. And she's going to tell us a little bit more about it today for those of you who need a refresher or didn't know about it. Karen, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me, Sue.
So
it's
nice.
Good to be here.
Great. And you know, just the whole concept, the word kindness corner, what a great concept. How did you come up with this idea, and when did you come up with it?
You know, it probably all started back in early 2020. It was such an unprecedented time. And we had thought about something that we could do to connect with the community, to do things for the public, do things for organizations, for people, for our businesses. And so we came up with this kindness corner. And from there, we went with it because we were getting such good response. We started out by collecting gift cards, $5 gift cards basically, for the police and fire department. We wanted to give them coffee, so we got local coffee shops. That's where the gift cards came from. The public would drop them off. So we got $5 gift cards, we got $10 gift cards, we were getting $20 gift cards. So people were really responding.
And we were so appreciative of the police department and fire departments. You know, we are all the time, but especially at that beginning of the pandemic when there were so many demands on all of these service people.
Yes, that is true. So they really appreciated it, and it was fun to go over there and give it to them because they had no idea what was happening.
Yeah, I bet. I bet they felt good about it.
Yes. From there on, we planted 2 trees over at the library for healthcare workers and the teachers of Palos Heights, just to honor them during COVID, but as well as every day, you know, all the work that they put into their jobs. So there's 2 trees with markers for our teachers and healthcare workers.
Also, 2 more groups that, you know, really had to put forth so much effort during that time.
That's for sure. From there, we collected for the Women's Crisis Center. We give cards for them, dropped it off there. And then last September, for the first time, we had our first dog adoption event. So even our little furry friends were invited.
And I heard that was a great success.
It was so much fun, and we're going to do it again this year. So save the date for September 10th. We're going to be hosting another one.
That is tremendous.
Very fun.
Karen, how do you come up with these ideas? I mean, these are wonderful, you know, outreach to the community kinds of events.
Yeah, I don't know. It's collaboration. We put our heads together, and this is what we've come up with, you know. So next we're teaming up with the Palos Heights Garden Club. And in June, we're going to be giving handouts for them, for their club, to the public. And we're going to have a drawing to win this little, it's a flower shop, actually.
It is a flower shop, pastry shop, tea
Coffee
shop, whatever you want to call it. Karen and I just couldn't get our eyes off of this thing because it is absolutely perfection, adorable. And I think you ought to describe some of the features of this little...
You know, it's so cute because it also becomes a musical. And it lights up also. And honestly, there's a little spot to read your books over here. And what do you see over here,
Well,
Sue?
I see a whole bunch of pastries in a cabinet inside of this. Pictures on the wall, plates, and teacups filled with tea. And
it's adorable.
I mean, if you love miniature things or fairy gardens or doll houses, you would really love this. If you just like a music box, it has that. It's just so charming.
It is. So anyway, you just come in, enter to win through one of our drawings, and it could be yours.
Okay. So this is kind of, does this somehow benefit the garden club?
The garden club, it's just to give them more exposure.
Okay.
So that's what our goal is for them.
That's nice because if you're not familiar with the garden club, I mean, they meet on a regular basis, and they used to meet at Lake Catherine. I don't know if they do now.
I believe they do, yes.
But you can find out more information if you come in, try to win this, get that sheet, and maybe you're interested in the Garden Club. They're really a great organization too. So that is a really great, fun thing to do.
It certainly is. So that's our next one.
Okay. So there's always something kind of going on, trying to promote people being kind to each other. And boy, we sure need that right now because, you know, things seem a little topsy-turvy at the moment. And,
yes.
You know, so if we can find nice ways to be good to each other, that is a great thing. So that's a wonderful thing for you guys to promote.
It is, and we find that people want to help, they just don't know how, and the library is a really safe environment for them to contribute. So
it really is, and I think that kind of brings us to the next thing. You know, Karen, you've been at the library for 27 years.
Almost 27 years.
Almost
it'll be 27 in August. So
and
just
that,
shy.
I mean, that is just a long time, and it's wonderful, and it went by really fast.
It certainly did.
And Karen is going to be entering retirement coming up real soon. So you want to get over to the library and enter and say hi to her. I think it's important that we just say thank you so much for all the things you've done for the community. I mean, not only through the years when times are good, but lately it's been so challenging for anybody working at the library, and to keep things going and maintain your composure to all the kinds of changes that have happened and the ins and outs of things. So I just want to say thank you and congratulations on a great career.
For as much as you're saying about that, I feel the way the library has treated me. I've loved my job. I've loved it from day one, and I still love it today, and I think everybody should be able to leave a position they've been in for so many years with such happiness and good feelings about it. You know,
you can only hope, because there's so many people who don't enjoy their job.
Yes.
And when you have a job that you love, you're just blessed. And I think we've been blessed as a community to have you in the library, you know, with so many other people who do enjoy their job and communications with the whole community of Palos Heights.
Yeah, without a good team, it can't be. So I've been very fortunate having my staff. A lot of them have been with me many years, too. It's just been a great job.
Now, let's just kind of go back a little bit. How did you get started over at the Palos Heights Library? What was your first assignment there?
I can remember the day I was interviewed. The administrative librarian back then hired me for one night a week. And I'll always be appreciative of that, because I couldn't have gotten started in this without that. And from there, I was able to come in after I dropped my then preschooler off at school. I'd come in, I'd work a few hours, and she'd let me have my shift done at that time. So much gratitude there. I continued to increase my hours, and I made it to head of circulation. And 7 years ago, almost 7 years ago, when Jesse Blazek began, he let me be as creative as I wanted in this role. And it opened up a whole new life for me, basically, over there. So my gratitude to him immensely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, through the years, things have changed. I mean, the building has changed. You know, the kinds of things the libraries are mean to people has changed. I always find it interesting that you kind of hear the rumblings of people talking about how libraries will not be needed. Because, you know, we have all kinds of books and bookstores and online things and audio books. We don't need to go to a library. And are we finding that to be true?
Well, you know, I've watched it change a whole lot through renovations. I've watched books go onto cassette, go into CDs, go into playaways, go electronic. I mean, when you think of all the phases a book has gone through. Between that, curbside pickup, you know, we deliver now to homes. There has been so much change. Began with 2 little computers in the library years ago to having 2 computer labs. It's amazing how much has changed. So for all those people out there who think that, what do you go to a library for? Well, let me tell you, There is so much in the library as well as people using it outside of physically coming in. Electronically, it's used constantly.
It is,
So-
and that's part of circulation too.
It is.
Everything being used in the
Yes.
library is circulating.
Yes.
And so I feel like that is such a huge job, as you know, keeping track and getting the newest and best things, and keeping eyes on what do people want, because you want to satisfy your patrons.
That's right, and that's getting to know your community and what they like, you know. So I don't know, I think we've done a really good job keeping up with everything.
Absolutely, yes. There is the thing too about the library. You know, if you think, well, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to work that, download that, connect to something, get a book, reserve a book. Somebody's always there to help you.
That is true.
And so it's not a place where you need to be afraid, like, I don't know what to do. Someone will help you, and you don't have to be afraid to ask those questions, which is really great.
It is. And now we're going to have our whole new youth and teen services upstairs. That's going to open up a whole new thing for all good memories for people to come in and bring their children to. It's going to be a wonderful change.
It is, and you know, these changes need to happen. This is a little bit unrelated, but we were passing a restaurant that had closed, a famous restaurant in our community, and it was closing, and Ron was saying, why would that restaurant close? And I said, because they didn't keep up.
That is true.
And so the library has kept up, and I think young people still need the library.
They do.
And you do have young people. When I'm talking about young people, of course, children come in because their parents bring them. But that in-between age of junior high, high school, even college age, you still get those.
We do. Trinity uses our library all the time, you know. And as far as the tweens, they come in and you have to almost, we offer, like during testing times, little treat bags for them. You make it so that it appeals to them to come in also, and they see what's then at our place. You know, we've done a great job.
You have to have little enticements to make it worth their while. You
True.
have done a great job. I mean, I've taken my kids to the library over the years, and some things remain the same. Story hour, you know, that's something that all kids need to listen to. That's kind of been the same. But then there's other things that have changed, like that media kind of place, and they're going to have some great media things in the new youth and teen section, where they'll be able to do things that they've never been able to do before.
Yeah, the makerspace is what it's called. Yeah, there's going to be so much for them to, out of the ordinary, to come in and use a 3D printer eventually. That's going to be something for them. So.
And so here you are, going through all these steps, coming in, being a circulation clerk, and then you know, getting more and more responsibility, becoming then the head of circulation. But all through this time, things are changing. You said, to computers. So you've had to learn a lot as time has gone by, how to do so many different things, put on a lot of different hats.
You do, and I guess that's the beauty of it. It keeps our minds going, and I like to learn, and I've learned a lot just working there. I've learned really how to raise my kids. I've learned how to travel. When you think about books being available to you, they teach you so much, you know. It's rewarding.
Plus, we have all these great programs, and a lot of them are on travel or whatever, and I guess just as a side opinion on things, you know, we've had to do a lot of things that aren't in the library. You know, people used to come in and watch a program or participate in watching baking or whatever, and now a lot of that's become a virtual program. Has that kind of changed how you viewed a library, or how people come in and use the library or don't come in now?
You know, I'm finding that, especially since we have a lot of seniors in our community, they've loved the programs being virtual. They didn't have to come out at night. It's still all the interesting programs that they're used to getting. So we've gotten letters in regards to that. They don't want to see that end. They also want to come in, but they don't want to see that end either. So it's a matter of putting it all together and how we please the community that way.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, on a cold winter's night, you know, it's pretty dark, and a lot of people don't want to go out. And
True.
So there you are. There's the program. You can just sit there all comfortable and, you know, learn something and kind of pay attention. You can even walk out of the room if you want to and go get a drink of water or whatever.
Yes.
You know, it's just a lot more informal that way.
Yeah.
So you've had a good response with that type of thing.
We have. I know they're ready to come back in also.
Yeah.
But they've enjoyed having it that way.
Yeah.
So
it's always great to see people in person. And,
you know how many friendships have been made at the library? A lot. You know, it gives people who are by themselves an opportunity to socialize with new people.
Yeah, that's so true too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The book clubs.
Do you find, like, since people couldn't use the adult reading room or any of the reading rooms during the pandemic time, do you feel like now that the library is back open again, you have a flood of people, you know, wanting to come in and use that?
Yes, more. We keep watching our numbers grow, and that's the fun part of my job. I could see now the big difference. Well, definitely a difference from a year ago to today, but even month by month, I'm seeing the numbers go up. And that's a
people
good
are
thing.
feeling more comfortable too.
Yes.
I think even when things open, people are not necessarily so comfortable. It took a while,
It did.
you know, to
It did.
feel like you could go out in public again.
Yeah, I'm the same way,
Yeah.
you know.
Yes, I think everybody is really.
think
you know,
so.
you just want to. It's kind of like wading into the water. You just want to
Exactly.
make sure everything is okay. Yeah. Okay, so there's been a lot of changes through time,
Yes.
and you've really done a great job. Now, Karen still lives in the community,
I do.
so we will see you here
Yes.
and there. I bet you'll stop in at the library.
I will.
now and then.
Yeah.
Get a book if nothing else.
That's true.
Yeah. So you will not be, you know, leaving us entirely. You'll still be
No.
here, and that's good.
It will be. I look forward to what I'm going to do afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, Karen, you really had such a commitment to the community. I mean, everybody just appreciates you so much, and I mean, everybody is so sad that you're leaving the library. They really
Thank you.
are. I mean,
Thank
everybody's
you.
like, "Oh gosh, Karen's not going to be here anymore." They're going to miss you a lot,
Thank
and
you.
I'm not sure they can fill your shoes so easily right away.
You know, I'm leaving everybody in really good hands. My replacement, she's going to do a great job. She has such potential, and I can see it when I'm training her now. I'm like, she's going to be really good. So,
Well, that's
no
good.
need.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
it'd
And
be
it's
great.
good that you're having that transition.
Yes.
So that the next person knows what to do, and
Yeah.
and also the next person has some different ideas too.
Oh,
for things.
definitely. She will. And I just think everybody's going to be fine. It'll be good.
It will be good.
I'm going to miss definitely not planning all the parties. I loved planning the 70th party, 75th party, walking in the parade. You know,
It was so fun.
the library gets recognized so much in that parade.
It does.
You've done it before.
Yes.
And that's fun, going to the farmers markets, going to Trinity's move-in days, things you don't think about, the pet walks, you know. The
All of
library's
those
always there
things.
being promoted.
It is, and also it's a lot of other responsibilities that, yeah, it's fun, but it's also a responsibility to the community that you are doing, and those are things that you do miss
Yeah,
when you're not
definitely.
doing that anymore. It's a busyness that is a fun busyness.
Yeah, and seeing the public all the time, you know, that I am going to miss everybody.
Yes.
All
Yes.
the relationships you make, as well as staff. you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. It's true.
But it'll be fine.
But it will be fine
It will.
because you got now a new adventure.
Yes.
Doing things that are of your choosing,
Yeah.
and in the time that you want to do it.
That is correct.
So you've got a little bit of freedom.
Yeah.
Well, you deserve it,
Thank you.
Karen.
Thanks
is
for
there,
everything.
Well, you know, thank you. And is there anything else before we go that you want to, you know, make sure to mention? Okay.
It's just been my absolute pleasure to work with the public all these years, and I will miss it. And I hope everybody would have the chance to have a job like I've had that makes leaving hard.
Yes.
So.
That's a good wish for everybody, that you have a job that you love, that you enjoy going to, that is rewarding,
Yes.
and that you're sad when you leave,
Yes.
just for a little while.
I think so.
Okay. Thanks,
Okay.
Karen.
Thank you,
Thanks for all
Sue.
your hard
Thank
work.
you.
And thanks for watching us today on Spotlight. We'll see you next time.